Hey, I hope all is going well and you're having a beautiful, blessed day. I'm here at dance class waiting to get into class. And I just wanted to say happy International Wheelchair Day. It is so important to celebrate our equipment. Even though that might seem strange to some, it doesn't seem strange to the people that do understand it. I myself am a wheelchair user and a walker user, so I'm considered an ambulatory wheelchair user. I use a chair, but I could walk a little bit. And getting used to using my chair, especially in my 20s and 30s, was a long time coming. I If you guys know my story, you know that I got a lot of feedback, shall we say, on whether I should be using my chair or not, and a lot of intrusive questioning from people that didn't really know my situation. So that made me not want to use a chair for mobility, and I strove with all my might to use my walker full time. But as I got older, that got a little tougher, and I came to the realization when I was 39, so almost 40, that I needed to use my chair more often in order to live more life. And very, very often, I have no idea why, but there's so much stigma that comes along with using certain equipment. So, like, if you're using a wheelchair, people will tell you you should use a walker, or if you're using a walker, people will tell you you should use crutches. And that's not the appropriate thing to say. The appropriate thing to say is you should use whatever makes you feel best. And I could tell you firsthand, and I know that there has been people in my life that have witnessed it, that I have lived so much more life using my chair than I have without it. It just seemed like when I started sitting in my self-acceptance, life opened up more. And I was able to communicate my story and just live life the way I wanted to live it. And so I'm proud to be a wheelchair user. And like I said, it has given me more life than I could ever imagine. And it's important to physically live a life where you could communicate clearly what you want and what you need. And part of that is simply being able to breathe while you're talking. There were very many times in my life where I would have to keep my body and my mind and all of my facial expressions in check when I was walking more, because when I would get tired and winded, or when I wasn't in the same momentum as when so let's say that, for example, when your body is slowing down and you're not in the same momentum as you are when you're first getting somewhere, and let's say you slow down to take a seat, you finally realize that you're able to breathe, but being able to breathe at that moment could be you being out of breath. So there were times where I was huffing and puffing, and people would automatically think, oh, is she mad? Is she upset about something? It's not that I was upset. It's just that I was out of breath. So anyways, you guys, I want to encourage anybody who uses mobility equipment to get around to use whatever is right for you at whatever time is right for you. you shouldn't be judged. You are going to be judged, but you should not be judged by the type of equipment you use. There should be no hierarchy of disability. One is not better than the other. One is not worse than the other. We're all on the same playing field because we all deal with different things, and our body is our body. It's nobody else's but ours, and we need to learn how to take pride in it. And that is something that I've learned at this point in my life, is how to take pride in my body and in my mobility, and not be ashamed of how I look or how I'm perceived. Anyways, you guys, I hope this encourages somebody out there, and I will talk to you guys later. I love you. Have a beautiful, blessed day. And by the way, this is episode 480. So I will talk to you guys later. We are approaching 500 very, very quickly, although I have no idea when that's going to happen. But once I know that we're inching closer and closer, I will let you know. But like I said, always please be getting your questions into my social media or my website, or even the podcast app that you listen to the show on, because I really want to do a Q&A for my 500th episode. And I can't do a Q&A without questions. So please get those in, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to Encouragement Notes. I love you and I appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.